Martell Holt used to walk into any room like he owned it. His voice smooth, his suits pressed to perfection, his confidence shining so bright that people couldn't help but notice. To the outside world, he had it all: a beautiful wife, a picture-perfect family, success on television, and the image of a man in full control of his life. But that image has crumbled. What was once polished has now turned into headline after headline filled with drama, broken promises, and courtroom battles. Martell is no longer the admired husband and father people looked up to. Instead, he's the man standing outside courthouses, avoiding accountability, venting on Instagram, and trying desperately to spin a story that fewer and fewer people believe. What makes this even more shocking is how public it has all become. This isn't just reality TV anymore. This isn't just entertainment for viewers of Love and Marriage, Huntsville. This is real life, playing out for everyone to see: custody hearings, psychological evaluations, harsh accusations, and endless social media fights. And right in the middle of it all stands a man more focused on playing the victim than taking responsibility for his own actions. Let's be clear, this custody battle between Martell and Melody Sherry isn't about the children. It's not about what's truly best for them. It's about control. It's about ego. It's about Martell refusing to let go of a past that Melody has already moved beyond. Melody has shifted her focus. She's building her career, raising her children with grace, and protecting her peace. She's learned how to keep moving forward despite the chaos swirling around her. But Martell, he seems stuck clinging to old grudges, filing motion after motion, ranting online, and trying to fight battles that have more to do with revenge than fatherhood. Every move he makes feels like performance. He posts loving pictures with his youngest child, Knox, just before a court date, as if those snapshots will prove something. He goes live late at night, shouting about how he's the one being wronged, but never bringing real evidence to the table. And fans notice the pattern: these rants always come right after something doesn't go his way in court. It feels less like parenting and more like public relations, as if hashtags and captions can convince people that he's the victim. Meanwhile, Melody doesn't need to say much. She shows up calm and collected. She shows up for her kids without putting on a performance. Her actions speak louder than any rant ever could. Things took an even darker turn when the court ordered psychological evaluations for both parents. Melody didn't flinch. She complied, did what was asked, and kept it moving. Martell, on the other hand, stalled and pushed back. He treated it like a personal attack rather than a routine step meant to ensure the children's well-being. And that's when people really started asking questions. Because if you're so confident in your parenting, why be afraid of an evaluation? Unless, of course, you're worried about what it might reveal. This case has dragged on for years now, and it's painfully clear that Martell isn't just trying to win custody. He's trying to punish Melody. He paints her as unstable, too busy, too ambitious, as if being a successful woman somehow makes her a bad mother. But every time he tries to attack her, it backfires. People have seen Melody balance business and motherhood with more grace and strength than most could ever imagine. She shows up at school events. She makes her children's emotional health a priority. She does the work while Martell continues the drama. And then there's the other storm circling him: the revenge lawsuit, another messy legal case that keeps colliding with the custody battle. Instead of separating his personal baggage from his role as a father, Martell has dragged everything into one giant pile of chaos. It's like he's hoping that if he throws enough confusion into the air, something will stick. But fans aren't blind. They've been watching this unfold for years. The conclusion is clear: Martell isn't fighting for love or fairness. He's fighting for his pride. And he's losing badly. Even Ariane Curry, the mother of his son Knox, has spoken up. Once fiercely loyal, she now calls him out publicly for being manipulative and selfish. She's no longer protecting his image, and her silence on certain matters speaks volumes. When even the people closest to you stop defending you, the truth has a way of surfacing all on its own. And what about Destiny Payton? She used to be Martell's right hand, appearing beside him constantly on the show. But lately? Nothing. Silence. No defense. No public support. Fans noticed the distance, and in that distance, they see the truth. Destiny has her own struggles, and the last thing she needs is to get dragged deeper into Martell's chaos. Even Carlos King, the producer behind the show, has caught heat. Some viewers accuse him of turning real pain into storylines, especially when children are involved. But let's be honest, Martell keeps giving the cameras material. They don't have to make anything up. He walks straight into the drama himself, and then acts shocked when fans don't crown him the hero. Melody, meanwhile, is thriving. That family trip to Tennessee with the kids wasn't just a vacation, it was a message. It was her way of showing that she can still provide peace, joy, and stability, even while navigating one of the hardest battles of her life. She doesn't waste energy ranting online or pulling others into fights. She focuses on her kids, showing them that love looks like consistency, not chaos. And that's why public opinion keeps leaning her way. People are watching closely. They see which parent is fighting dirty and which parent is staying calm. They see who's truly putting the children first, and who's trying to use them as pawns in a personal war. Martell may think being loud and confrontational proves something, but all it does is make him look less credible. The courts don't care about Instagram lives or hashtags. They care about stability, maturity, and consistency. And Martell's recent actions have only raised more red flags than answers. His real downfall isn't just the cheating scandal or even the custody fight, it's his refusal to grow. He's still trying to live as the man he once was, the man who seemed to have it all. But that man no longer exists. That perfect image collapsed years ago, yet Martell keeps clinging to it instead of building something new. Ironically, he could have had a redemption story. People love comebacks. If Martell had owned up to his mistakes, learned how to co-parent respectfully, and truly focused on his kids, people might have rooted for him again. But instead of choosing healing, he chose to weaponize every chance at peace. He turned every moment into another stage for his own performance. Now, the children are the ones paying the price. They didn't ask for this. They didn't ask to grow up with their parents' legal battles being dissected on blogs, or for their lives to become memes. Melody does her best to shield them, but Martell's constant need to prove a point puts them right in the middle. Even little Knox is being dragged into this storm. Instead of simply letting his relationship with his father grow naturally, Martell has made Knox part of his image building, parading him online in ways that feel less like love and more like damage control. Children are not props. They're not evidence for a court case. They're not tools to gain sympathy. Legal experts have pointed out that judges are paying closer attention than ever to what parents post online, especially in custody cases filled with conflict. Martell's social media rants may win him comments, but they're not helping him in court. You can't claim you want peace while bashing the mother of your children in front of thousands. You can't ask for custody while showing nothing but instability and anger. Melody, on the other hand, has been consistent. Not perfect, but consistent. She shows up for her kids, handles business quietly, and keeps the focus where it belongs. That's why people respect her. She's not trying to destroy Martell, no matter how much he tries to drag her. She's trying to create peace for her children. And in a world full of drama, that calmness speaks volumes. At this point, the court's decision feels obvious. Martell has burned through grace, through sympathy, through chance after chance. What remains is a man fighting not for his family, but for an image of himself he can't let go of. And unless he changes course, he risks losing not only custody, but the respect of the very people who once believed in him. Martell is standing at a crossroads. One path leads to growth, healing, and the possibility of repairing his relationship with his children. The other path keeps him stuck angry, bitter, and trapped in the same cycle of self-destruction. The question now is simple: will he finally grow up and put his children first? Or will he keep playing the victim in a story he wrote himself? At the end of the day, this story isn't about TV ratings, Instagram rants, or who wins the loudest argument online. It's about children who deserve stability, love, and a future free from constant battles. Martell can scream, post, and file all the motions he wants, but none of that changes the truth. The world already sees his energy has been more about revenge than responsibility. Melody, on the other hand, has shown that real strength isn't about tearing someone down, but about building a safe world for her kids no matter how heavy the storm gets. She doesn't need to clap back with hashtags or late-night lives. She leads with calm, and that calm is why people continue to rally around her.